Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Creative Arts live event from WM College. So my name is Lisa Marklew, and I look after the arts and vocational courses at the college, but my background is art, so I have quite an interest, and I exhibit regularly in the exhibitions for staff, etc. And I attend some of the arts courses here myself. So we offer a wide range of creative crafts, fashion, digital and art courses here, and we have a wide variety of levels from beginners to advanced. And I loved I've worked here for about 3 years now, but I love the range of courses and lengths that you can study. You could come for one day to a Saturday to Easter course and then build up until perhaps you have a longer level 2 programme of study that some of my colleagues will talk about today, and these will last for 2 terms. So there's a great environment at the college. We actually have 2 sites, Crowndale Road and KT. And at KT we have our printmaking department, but it feels like an artists community. We have a dynamic annual programme of events, and lots of our learners exhibit around the college. We have an on-site gallery in the cafe that is called Ruskin Gallery, and we've recently exhibited exhibitions online in conjunction for obvious reasons, but we offer great events, competitions, prizes and awards throughout the year for our arts learners, and I think there's a fantastic range of opportunities here. Okay. So just a little bit about the bursaries, prizes, awards and events that are on offer to our arts learners across the year. We have one of our founders was Lowes Dickinson, a Victorian artist, and we still have a legacy. We have some money for art prizes throughout the year, and we have a competition that's in combination with an exhibition, and lots of our learners love receiving their financial prizes, and the overall winner has a fantastic medal. We've got on-site and online galleries. We've got a termly exhibition programme with different themes, and your tutors will help you, guide you once you're on a course and prompt you to enter your work. We have an annual event, Learner Success Night, and lots of the art students are awarded special prizes on that night as well. And prior to lockdown, we've actually started some already, but coordinating exhibitions off-site, and we are starting to reintroduce that soon over the coming year. So that's it from me, but I'm going to hand over to Gareth Schweitzer, who's the curriculum manager for craft and ceramics, and he'll talk you through his area. Welcome, Gareth.
Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Gareth and I look after craft and ceramics. I am also a teacher and I teach painting and drawing, and I am also an artist and mostly do collage, drawing and some 3D work at the moment, and I also exhibit. And obviously these are the kind of main things I just want to tell you about, so you have a sense of our department, and we'll tell you a bit about all of the courses that we have on offer. So basically what we have on offer: health and safety, really important in our department because we have a lot of specialist equipment and machinery. So I just want to tell you about that and to reassure you that we do things well and safely. And obviously the topic at the moment that everyone's talking about is what's happening with COVID, and I just wanted to let you know what we're doing as a department as well. So these are the main areas that I am the manager for and I look after. And we have a ceramics studio, a printmaking studio, a jewellery studio, and a studio for 3D making, which includes all of those subjects that you can see there: sculpture, wood carving, stained and fused glass, picture frame making, book binding, and the book art. So it's quite a wide range. It's mostly 3D making, so kind of making things with your hands, craft kind of stuff, as well as printmaking, which is slightly unusual in our department, but again, it's got a lot of specialist equipment. What you will learn with us and what you can do with us is developing a range of skills. So these will be traditional skills in all of the areas that we offer. You'll also be encouraged to experiment and try new things if that's what you want to do. And some of the courses are very much specifically around learning new techniques and specialist equipment. You will also develop your creative thinking, as well as your practice. So we'll work with you, particularly if you're on a studio practice course, which is a more advanced class. We want to help you evolve and develop your practice. Hopefully you'll enjoy the courses as they offer a sense of well-being. They're good for mental health. And people do them for a range of different reasons. Some people do them just to relax, some people do them to socialize, and obviously, as Lisa mentioned, we do have a program of exhibitions which you can take part in, you don't have to, which happen both in and outside the college. So sometimes groups are self-organizing. So for instance, our stained glass class had an exhibition last year at the Old Diorama Art Centre, which we supported them with. As I say, these are things you can tune into. They're not things that are prescribed. I've just been looking through all our feedback from last year, and one of the things that students do value is inclusivity, and we offer our courses in a way that is suited to a range of learners, a range of abilities, with a range of interests. So we will meet you where you are, and where we can, we'll offer you some extra support if you need support. That might be something with specialist equipment, it might be a chair, it might be rearranging a room, and all students will get lots and lots of one-to-one support in the form of tutorials, developing a dialogue and a relationship with your tutor, finding out where you're going and supporting you to achieve that. Just very quickly, just to reassure you, we have gone through our risk assessments and health and safety very rigorously, looking after toxic materials and making sure they're controlled well. You will be inducted into the room and the equipment, so you'll be shown how to use everything safely, and you will also have, in some cases, some support from technicians. They're not always available in classes, but sometimes they are around there to help you too. But usually your tutor will do a room induction with you in your first few sessions, orientate you so that you feel safe and you feel confident using the equipment. So these are some of the things that we've done in relation to the coronavirus in terms of helping students and tutors feel safe in the rooms. We've reduced the total numbers of students in the rooms. For a couple of classes like ceramics and print, we've also been lucky enough to get extra space, so we have extra rooms to work in. Everyone, whilst they're in our building and in the studios, needs to have a mask or a visor, and we can provide extra equipment like masks or gloves should you need them. Obviously, we're asking everyone to wash and sanitize their hands regularly. That happens throughout the building as well as in the studios. And in some rooms, there are sort of traffic control systems to help people move through the spaces safely without bumping into one another or kind of coming to blows with people. And in the building, you'll see there are lanes as well to help you move so you don't bump into people. Where possible, we're asking everyone to bring their own tools, and certainly this is the norm in ceramics. You would need to bring your own tools anyway, but obviously we have specialist tools. In jewelry, for instance, we have issued tool sets, so everyone will get a tool set that they use. But we're asking everyone who uses communal tools to clean, sanitize that equipment before and after, as well as cleaning and sanitizing the spaces. And where possible, not to overcrowd the coat rack. So we're asking folks to perhaps bring a bag and have your coat in a bag rather than having a lot of a lot of coats on the hooks. But yeah, it's about keeping your stuff together and keeping it with you so other people don't have contact with you. But hopefully that will give you some reassurance. Ceramics, I'm not going to go into everything in great detail, but we have a range of courses, so more structured courses from beginners through to intermediate and advanced, where you will learn techniques, a range of hand building techniques, a range of throwing techniques, decorating techniques. In our department, we have what is called studio practice classes, and these are for people who've been coming to a subject for 3 years or longer, and they are for those who are more advanced and more developed. In our department, we also, as well as traditional ceramics techniques, we also offer specialisms. Some of these don't happen in the ceramic studio, some happen in the sculpture studio, but these include using wire with ceramics, using glass with ceramics, ceramic jewelry, ceramic mosaic, ceramic murals, so press mold. So we offer quite a wide range, as well as of specialist stuff, as well as more traditional stuff. As I mentioned, you'll need to bring your own toolkit with you. We can sell you tools if you wanted to. And in terms of clay and paying for clay, we use a token system through the library, where when you weigh your item when it's dry and about to be fired, and you find out how much it's going to cost you, and then you go and buy some tokens in the library to pay for that. And that's because we're not allowed to do cash handling in classrooms. At the moment, our maximums are 14 students, but we do have an extra room, which is good. We have 5 potter's wheels, but only 3 are in use at the moment, and that's obviously because of social distancing. We can't have that many people in. And we have a technician in every day in ceramics because it's a very busy department. There's a lot of process the clay goes through with firing, refiring, decorating. So we need the technicians to be loading stuff in and out the kilns, as well as topping up equipment. Printmaking is at our site at Kentish Town, whereas all the other provision is at Crowndale. Very similar scenario, traditional techniques as well as specialisms. We have 2 etching presses and 1 relief press. You're given basic materials, so for your first session, your first projects, you're given materials to use, and then when you got a sense of what you want to do, you can buy additional materials, which we will sell to you at cost price as well. You're also encouraged to bring your own tools, although your tutor does have some, as well as aprons, and similarly there is also technician support. Technician support isn't as often, so you don't have a technician in every day, but basically helps keep the room running smoothly because there's a lot of specialist equipment. Jewelry is a smallish studio, but what we've done is we are providing toolkits, again a range of techniques in metalwork predominantly, although we do beading, we do enameling, and we offer specialisms like casting, enameling and stone setting as well. We have a fairly comprehensive set of kits which is well maintained, and similarly you'll need to bring your own aprons. If you have your tools, bring your own tools, but we provide basic sheet metal and wire, but you would need to bring any other specialist materials, metals or gems if you wanted to use them. Our sculpture room is a room with lots going on in it. So we have a lot of kits and a lot of equipment to maintain. There is a technician who supports the room. Sculpture, we do a range of techniques, but we don't do stone carving, and we don't do welding, but we do generally the other things like ceramics, wood, paper, mixed media. We have specialist wood carving courses where you can learn a range of techniques. You can do chip carving, which is kind of relief, two-dimensional work, as well as three-dimensional work. We also offer picture framing, where you can learn the basics of making picture framing, and that's very much geared to perhaps you doing it at home, so you would learn the kind of kit that you would need to be able to do it at home, but you can also use it as a studio to do your framing. Again, we provide basic materials for all of these courses, but if you need specialist stuff, you can talk to your tutor and you can bring that in yourself. We have a bookbinding course and a range of short book art courses like paper marbling and paper making as well. And similarly to our sculpture, our ceramics class, we have a lot of specialist courses, short courses, sometimes on Fridays, sometimes on Saturdays, where you can do specialist stuff like sculpture with recycled and sustainable material. These are the qualifications that we offer in our department. So the majority of our courses are non-accredited. They're mostly done for leisure and pleasure, and some people use it as a studio. But if you're looking for a qualification, these are the qualifications we offer in jewellery and ceramics, level 1s and 2s. They are highly structured, so entry onto this is with an interview, and there will be homework to do if it's something that you want to do. But yeah, I hope that's given you a sense. I realise I've run over time. I apologise to my fellow presenters. This is my email address. If you want to contact me, I'm very happy to chat to you by email, or we can have a Zoom call if you wanted a Zoom call, and similarly I could chat to you on the phone. And if there are any questions, please ask them now. I'm very happy to ask them if we've got a few seconds before I pass you on to the next presenter.
So are there any questions coming up, Fiona, at the moment?
Yes, we have got a couple, if you're happy for me to pose them at the moment.
I think it would be good while Gareth's here, yeah.
Okay. Is there a crossover between creative arts, paint and draw media, and the web design course?
Not good for me to answer that. It's not my area of specialism, but Giuseppe, who's coming up now, is the next presenter. He'll be able to tell you about that.
Okay, let's pick these questions up at the end, and then the relevant presenter can answer them. Sure. If we just go to hand over to Giuseppe now, I'll just.
Oh, it's me next for Anna's department. So it's Lisa again, and I'm going to go through painting and drawing for Anna, because at the moment she's currently teaching in a classroom. So we'll come to some questions at the end to ask Giuseppe. So Anna Marlon Summers is the manager for art and design. So this is what we usually, or she usually likes to call the flat art. So you've heard from Gareth about what's on offer in 3D and crafts, but Anna manages art and design. So these are some of the courses that I'll talk through with you, but essentially painting, drawing and flat work. So she's prepared a presentation for you about what art and design offers in her department and the range of courses. She also wanted to kind of let you know what a class is like and what you might need to bring. Okay, so again, really lots of our learners that enroll on art and design courses, and I have to say, in slight response to the question, lots of people cross and attend classes in a range of areas. So blending and developing your practical skills. Our tutors work together quite often as well and cross and teach in a variety of areas. So they might recommend a course for you when you're studying another course that would help you to develop your practical skills, your creative and thinking skills. And again, really, a lot of the art and design and painting students are considering their well-being, and particularly during lockdown have continued to work really well and have a community of some description and are reaping the health benefits. we've been surprised actually about the amount of learners that really are returning to us in September. So some classes are filling up, and it is this health benefits of getting back on site and continuing to get some feedback on the practice during the period off site. So the general drawing and painting courses, we do introductory courses and exploring, experimenting, and then botanical. So these are the range of drawing and painting courses that you can study. Botanical drawing is now at the Crowndale Road, and we have some of these courses at the Kentish Town branch. So it's very popular, and lots of prize winners for competitions from these. You see some examples here, but from these courses, people are building up their skills. Then you've got a range of skills-based courses, drawing skills and techniques, and some specific practicing with materials and techniques such as watercolour and observational painting, life drawing is very popular, and some of these are full at the moment, but we've got some space on the life drawings on Thursdays. Portraiture classes, we've had some specific screens built to screen off during COVID. You'll still be able to draw portraiture at fairly close proximity with our new Perspex screens that we've had made. Drawing for pattern, which is new for this year, from our great level 1 tutor, who's also a textile print maker. And then we've got oil painting on Saturday, and we've got some very popular Saturday courses in this area as well, principles of colour. So lots of learners that are on courses already supplement and come and do a couple of Saturdays with us to enhance their skills. So then we've got creative exploration, and this is again what really feeds your imagination. You can see by some of the images here, imagination in art, which is what Gareth teaches. You heard from him earlier, even though he manages that the crafts area, this is his area of tuition, imagination in art. Life painting, which is unusual, fairly unique in London colleges, and this is something that we've been building up. So there's a lot of life drawing courses, but actually painting and thinking about skin tones, and this has been building for us and very popular. And then portfolio development, which we're reintroducing on Fridays to support learners in either applying for art courses or larger degree or foundation courses, or simply something that you might want to take along to a art gallery, etc. But this is on Friday or Thursday mornings now, the portfolio development course to support you pulling your portfolio together. Again, qualifications in this area, we've got a level 1 drawing and painting and level 2. And these are some examples and images of our end of year show last year for these courses. Again, like Gareth's ceramics and jewellery courses, structured with a qualification at the end. And there's an inbuilt unit that's all about you promoting, developing and learning about working in the art industry. So how to market your work, think about the position of your work in the industry where you might be applying to, and to support and help you working towards setting up as an artist. And then Anna, on her, this is the area of the website where you can see some examples, and they've got a link to a website that they've been setting up for the creative arts. So this is how to access that on the website. So every class on site, this is what they look like. We have learning objectives, which sound perhaps a little bit more daunting than they really are, but it really helps you to focus about what you might want to improve in that session, and so that the tutor can, to some extent, help you manage and develop your work. But we use individual learning plans for each learner on non-accredited provision, which is courses that you can enrol in that don't have qualifications. You may have specific aims and targets that you want to achieve by enrolling on the course, and your tutor will give you tutorials and help and support you in achieving these. But they'll also work with you one-to-one when you need support and help. And on your ILP, you'll start to reflect on your progress with the help of your tutor. So the other thing is, and not to be forgotten, is what you get from your peers. So lots of our learners have formed little groups. They go out for coffee off-site and meet up once a week and go and visit galleries and exhibitions together. So I think you'd really enjoy becoming part of the community with your group. Now, what do you need to bring? And I know Gareth touched on this a little bit in his presentation, but we have a lot of, equipment, signage, PPE around our building at the moment, but in the classroom and just for your own personal use, you may want to bring in your own bottle of hand sanitizer. I know Anna has been contacting learners about this, but we have these cited on corridor walls, etc. But for you, you might want to bring your own. And lots of people have been making their own masks. I have to say it's led to lots of creativity, but you may want to bring this. We do provide these, but let's see if we can get creative with making our own. You might want to bring and have a sketchbook or notebook. There are some available in the classroom, but actually it's the one thing that you bring and note and take away with you and keep during the course. I think you will get a lot more out of it. Now, again, as with Gareth, Anna has been preparing packs for her learners to use, and these will be left with us and stored in a box, but you will essentially have your own pack of drawing materials prepared, ready for you to use. And your first day, you'll keep it and use it throughout the term, and then we'll store it for you at the end of each session. And the other thing that we've been trying to limit a little bit is our storage on site. So if you've got a mechanism for bringing and taking your work home with you after it's dried, etc., we are trying not to store as much work on site at the moment in our plan chests. So you might want to think about how you take your work home and bring it in with you in the morning. Okay. And again, we could save some questions until right at the end, or is there anything that's coming up now that I might be able to answer?
I think it's probably best if we wait to the end, Lisa, if that's okay.
I'll move on, and I'm going to hand over to Giuseppe now, and he is the manager for fashion and textiles and media and digital arts. So Giuseppe, have you unmuted yourself? I think Fiona might need to unmute him.
If you can unmute yourself, Giuseppe.
I hope he's okay. Are you there, Giuseppe? Hello?
Sorry, Giuseppe, you were unmuted for a moment there. Try again, please.
Is it working?
It's working. We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, yeah.
Okay, that's
so
great.
Take it away.
Just let me open the screen again because it's now. Okay, that's great. It's going away. Okay. Good morning, everyone. So as Lisa's pointed out already, I'm Giuseppe Gallo myself, and I'm the curriculum manager for fashion and textiles, media and digital arts, and also quite a large provision in terms of level 1 and level 2 courses. You've got there on the screen my email address, so please feel free to use it anytime you should need it. Just wanted to say briefly something about myself. I've been working for the college now for more than 5 years, and myself, I'm from Italy, of course, as you can probably tell from my name. And when I first moved to this country, which was quite a while ago, so I don't want to make myself sound too old, but I've also started to study, and I've also started my career with adult education. And after a long journey, basically, of sort of studying short courses at a very old college in London, I then moved to further studying and worked for as a fashion designer for a couple of very large brands, UK brands like Vivienne Westwood and All Saints. And now I'm working for the college as a curriculum manager. So I just kind of wanted to really point out that my initial journey really started also from adult education. And something that I'm very proud of, and I'm very proud to work for sort of the adult ed sector very much, mostly because of the kind of the sort of wide range of diverse people that I get to meet, all the students and colleagues, but also because all the students are bringing their really personal experiences within the sort of artwork, and that's something that I really, really enjoy basically doing with them. I also teach at college. I mostly teach for the level 1 and level 2 fashion on a Thursday, and the rest of the time, the rest of the week, I'm actually on my curriculum manager's duty. Just a quick overview of why I think you should probably engage with our courses, and obviously, you know, it's about developing new skills, but also if you're already working in the sector, you might want to come and join our courses so that you can actually improve on your sort of current skills. You might also want to discover a new talent, have fun while learning, and also meet like-minded people. I think something that I push very much within my area myself, it's sort of a creative thinking, because it's sort of very important to be able to stand out very much within an ever-changing and evolving world of the arts, and in my case, obviously, fashion, media, and digital arts. So the first slide, I'd like to get started with our fashion studio, which is room 407. We are very proud of this classroom. And as you can see, you've got a sort of front view of the classroom and a view from the back towards where the teacher generally is. At the moment, we also have done quite a bit of work to try to ensure safe distancing in between learners. And as you can see from the tables, we've put some yellow stripes that actually are dividing the tables into sections where students are going to be working opposite each other. At the back, you can actually see also some thinner table that run through the hedge, through the side of the room, and there where you're actually going to be able to do the sewing. So basically the pattern cutting is going to happen on the large tables and the sewing immediately behind you on the smaller tables. You will be sitting every week on the same station, and you're going to have access every week also to the same sewing machine. And as pointed out by my colleagues already, we have now a new policy, or a new sort of COVID code of conduct, which we want students to adhere to. And basically, you're going to be kind of responsible also to clean at the start of the lesson and at the end of the lesson your sewing machine using some sanitizers that we've got available in our classroom, so that to ensure that you will be in a safe space. We are also very proud about 407 because we've got a wide range of modern equipment for sort of technical resources for both fashion and textiles. And as you can see on the right hand side, not too sure whether you can see that clear, we've got 16 folders, and those are all health and safety folders that we have devised this year, following on COVID obviously also. and every student have got access to one folder, so there you can read all the instruction that you need about how to use machine, how to use equipment, and how to work safely. And of course, you'll be inducted through that by your tutor. And we're also proud of the classroom because we feel it's a highly inspiring and creative environment. We generally tend to sort of refresh the environment every year by putting new images and photographs of students' work. The courses on offer, I've just put some photograph on the right-hand side to show some of the sort of creative work that was produced by our students in the actual fashion studio. We have a wide range of courses, and they actually build on skills from beginner's level to intermediate and advanced to actually highly professional standard courses like draping on the stand or our level 2 certificate in fashion. The new provision, as just mentioned now, it actually includes a Tuesday evening course that is draping on the stand, and also build your fashion portfolio design and realization, which will help you to sort of devise and build your portfolio to then join our level 1 and level 2 fashion provision, for which we are very extremely proud of, that both level 1 and level 2 across the past 3 years have been highly successful. Students have produced incredible work, and they were able to exhibit the work also within the college. Some of them, they've gone to study at university. Some of them, they actually started to work as a freelancer. Because our level 2 certificate course has a specific unit that it's about employability, and throughout this unit you will be taught actually how to make yourself available to the market, how to become employable, but also how to become a designer or a textile or a pattern cutter and work in the market as freelancer. Something also that we've worked very hard again this year is to actually create a real clear progression pathway in between our courses from the beginner's level to the most advanced one. So basically, by joining our fashion courses, you will have the chance to actually stay with us if you want to for 2 years by studying different courses that lead to our accreditation. I just thought of showing the work of one of our level 2 students, just to show you how professional actually their work looks like. You've got 3 sheets on the PowerPoint presentation. The one that shows you very much about how the student has gone about developing the sort of process and the actual design development, and to actually create a concept that in this case is called Sentinel, and actually to the actual final garments, which they are, I have to say, the finishing is to a high standard, and also the actual look, the actual style is sort of very current, very commercial, very sellable. So media studio, for the media studio, sorry, there are no photographs here, but for the studio, but we actually have for the media department room 603 and 604. Basically room 603 is the editing suite. The 2 rooms are one next to each other and they're divided by 2 doors. And the 603 studio is mostly our editing suite. With 16 25 inches IMAX, where students are learning mostly about how to edit photographs. And in room 604 is actually our photography studio, that it's mostly about using the equipment that we've got available, but it's also about sort of developing all the technical knowledge that is needed in order for you to use a digital camera, digital DSLR, or video cameras. For this area, I mean, there are a lot of opportunity also to exhibit your work. And we currently have a beautiful photography exhibition on the 5th floor of the college. So if you should by any chance be around our Crowendale site, please have a look at the 5th floor. So again, for photography, we've got a wide range of courses. They're all highly structured courses, and I've actually put an example below, which I'm going to talk to you through in a moment. All our courses, they're starting from beginner's level, where you're going to be learning about the sort of very basic of photography and actually how to choose the right camera for you and how to start to sort of play with the different settings of your digital camera. Those courses that also we've got beginners, intermediate and advanced courses that they're all leading to our level 1 award, a level 2 certificate in photography. For digital photography, we've got everything that you need to know about learning the DSLR camera, as I just said, but we also have specialized courses in Photoshop for photography, where you're actually going to be learning how to transfer your images onto the computer, ready for either basic enhancement or very sort of actually, you know, more advanced enhancement of your photography. In the area, we've got a range of courses, and at the bottom of the slide here, I've put an example of how we have structured this year our fashion photography provision, where each term is actually focusing on a really specific skill so that you can actually master those skills before moving to more advanced level. For instance, in term A, we've got fashion photography, where you're going to be learning how to develop your own unique style, because it's that what is going to be making you sort of marketable and what is going to be enabling you to sell your photograph or to exhibit, showcase your photographs. In term B, it's going to be very much focused on studio lighting, and you're going to be spending 10 weeks, a lot of time in the studio so that you can practice with our range of different kind of studio lighting. We mostly use Elinchrom, which they are of professional standard. And throughout the course, you're still going to be learning how to do some light retouching with your photograph. In term C, which is obviously close to spring term and summer, is going to be about working on location. So it's going to be about taking your fashion photography out there in London. So you're going to be deciding how to choose a location, how to find your model, and how to shoot outdoor. Moving further to the next media area, we've got film and editing. Again, in this area, I mean, we've been running film and editing at college for many years, and we have a really good sort of professional tutor teaching on this course. He's actually constantly working as a filmmaker out there, but is also spending 3 days a week teaching for us. We've got highly structured provision that is all about creative production for film, documentary, and shorts. And all those courses, those short courses, are leading again to our level 1 award, a level 2 certificate for film and video production. For this provision, you can decide to perhaps enroll to different kind of courses. You might decide to become a screenwriter or a director. You might want to enroll to more technical courses, to technical provision, and you can learn how to use film camera and DSLR to capture moving images. You can learn how to edit your sequences to create professional looking shorts and documentaries. And we have at college 2 different kinds of software that we have courses for. Obviously, we've got Final Cut Pro, which is the most professional used currently on the market, but we also have Adobe Premiere. And throughout the courses, and specifically throughout the most technical courses, like creative film, you're going to be learning everything about lighting. On the next slide, there is actually a link. I'm not too sure, Fiona, whether you can copy and paste that into your browser, I just wanted to show students a 1 minute, if possible, even minute and 30 seconds of a documentary made by one of our level 2 students, so they can give our viewer a sense of how actually professional looking are those videos. Is that something that you can do?
Lisa, I'm not sure if that's possible, is it?
Because I've hyperlinked it, so it's just about copy and pasting it into a Google browser.
I think that might be beyond our abilities at the moment, but what I will do, Giuseppe, is I'll include it in the email out to everybody at the end so that they can view it in their own time.
Okay, that's great. I mean, I really suggest all the students that are present here today to really have a look at this documentary, because it's sort of very informative and also very current, and it's something that we push our students to do a lot, specifically within film and photography, for students to be knowledgeable and to be to really engage with whichever is happening around the world or around London very much, so they can go out there and document all those things that are really happening. And that's something that we try to make also our fashion students very much aware of, that fashion, it's a way of actually giving messages out there. So students are thought to be very environmentally conscious when they're producing their garments, when they're designing, when they're sourcing materials, and also to try to recycle as much as possible. The next slide is about the digital art suits, which is room 706. It's again a modern digital suit with the most up-to-date software, current software, to meet the sort of demands of the our digital industry. In the classroom, we have 16 21 inches Apple iMacs available for all students, and we have also the same iMac available in the Open Learning Center and the college library. I think my colleagues have gone through a bit of like COVID, sort of, you know, what we did in our classes in both the media studio and the digital art studio. We have cap number to 11 students. That means that some computers will be disabled, so the students will actually be able to work at a safe distance. Every week, students will be sitting again in both the media and the digital arts studio at the same location, and we have sanitizers available in both studio, so the students can clean their sort of keyboard and mouse at the start and end of every lessons. And the final slide, again, all our sort of, you know, short courses provision, they lead to our level 1 award and level 2 certificate in web design and Photoshop provision. We have courses around, highly structured courses, again, around Adobe Premiere Photoshop, where you're going to be learning all the essential of the software to start with, and then move to more complex skills like montaging images, illustration techniques and photography. We've got Adobe Premiere, where you're going to be learning editing for fiction, documentaries, but we've also introduced this year editing with Rush CC, which is a very simple software to be able to learn to use in order to get started with some editing. We've got animation, which is both traditional and digital, motion graphic and animated graphics, and then we move into the area of graphic design, where you're going to be learning how to make business cards, posters and flyers, to move then to more complex skills, and web design, finally, WordPress, themes and plugins, and e-commerce. If you look at our website and course guide, of course, there are a lot more courses. That's just an overview of what we have in offer at the moment in my area. So thank you for listening, and if any questions.
Okay, thanks, Giuseppe. Well, there are a number of questions here, so I'll just throw a few at you. What cameras do students need at home? Is it any DSLR or a camera with manual functions?
I mean, What we mostly deliver at the moment at college is digital photography. In the past, we had a dark room, but unfortunately, because the world has moved so much towards digital, we actually have followed the sort of the actual market directions, and I think it is good for students that they are enrolling on the course to be able to hone their own digital DSLR camera, because obviously practicing, practice is one of the most important things the students can do. It's not enough to just simply come to college and learn about the few settings or most complex settings, but it's actually about being able to go out there and practice and actually starting to use those settings. All the digital camera, all the new digital DSLR camera have got both manual and automatic settings. So I say to students, if you're planning to buy a camera, you do not have one yet, please wait until you come to college on the first day and you can have a chat with your tutor, and the tutor will be able to advise you on what camera you can buy. And out there are plenty of shops and websites that are selling both new and used digital DSLR camera at a very, very sort of reasonable price.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Giuseppe. There's a question that I think is for Gareth, which is around, is there a wire sculpture course?
Hi, sorry, I was just unmuting myself. We don't have a specific wire sculpture course. Wire sculpture is included in both we have 2 sculpture courses on a Monday. Well, they're 3, but 2 in the day, in the morning and the afternoon, are for if you've got experience already. So it's a studio practice course in which you can kind of do your own thing. It's very much about what you want to do. So if you have experience in sculpture and you wanted to do wire sculpture, the studio course in the morning or the afternoon on a Monday would be good. We do have a mixed ability class in the evening, sculpture on a Monday evening, and this is again somewhere where you could do it. The tutor will have a program of study, but certainly if you said it was something that you wanted to do, they would be able to accommodate you. We have using wire with ceramics, so that's a short specialist course, but hopefully that will give you a few options.
Thank you, Gareth. Another question, which is about what's the usual age range for level 1, but I suppose it would be quite useful, Lisa, perhaps for you to give a bit of an overview of the type of students we get on the creative arts courses, as I know it's very diverse. You're muted. Oh, sorry, you seem to still be muted. Oh. I think there's a problem with your sound, sorry.
Do you want me to answer?
Yes, please, Gareth, that would be great.
Yeah, sure. So we have a range of ages on the level 1s and 2s, and they kind of reflect our demographic of students. So sometimes people are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and we have had some people in their 70s on the level 1s as well. And I think with the accredited courses, people come, they have different motivations for joining. Some people are specific about wanting to change their career or wanting to build their skills. Some people maybe come from a different practice area. So for instance, in ceramics last year, we had someone who was a very experienced stained glass artist who wanted to widen her skills, who then joined the level 1 ceramics. Yeah, and I mean, some people just do it because they want to develop their skills and they don't have a kind of career goal per se, but a range of ages as is reflective of our students.
Thank you. And I've just got one last question for Giuseppe, as I'm conscious of time. Someone is just asking, is there much animation exercise in web design, please, at level 1?
If there is animation exercise at level 1, no, it's a little bit, it would be a little bit too advanced to study also animation within the actual level 1. So at level 1, we tend to start more with sort of basic skills, so around sort of web design using WordPress and Photoshop, but not animation. It's not a requirement for the level 1. But we have a range of animation courses. So as I said before, like, you know, we've got motion graphic, animated graphics, we have specialized course in animation, yeah. Okay,
thank you very much. Okay, I think we need to wrap that up now for today, but that was really great. Thank you very much to our team of presenters, Lisa, Gareth and Giuseppe. I think, as the team have explained, there's lots of courses available at the moment. We are enrolling now for the autumn term, so you should be able to find more detail on all the courses that you're interested in on the college website at wmcollege.ac.uk. We will be sending this recording out to everybody that registered today and publishing it on our website as well. So if you want to come back and revisit some of the detail that you've been provided with today, then you feel free to do so. But I think that's the end of the session. So thanks very much, everybody, for joining us today.